won't believe this 6-year-old boy actually exists. His name is Richard Sandrock, and he was born in 1992 in Ukraine. His dad began training him at the age of 2 with stretches and light weights, but by the time he was 8 years old, he could bench over 200 pounds. As a kid, he would do 300 squats, 600 push-ups, and 600 sit-ups every single day. He dedicated all his time to training and didn't have time for a normal childhood. His father trained him relentlessly and actually went to jail for domestic violence. So he quit bodybuilding but is still in shape to this day. You won't.
I'm gonna teach you 4 ways that you can hack your body. Number 1, if you ever have a stuffy nose, just hold your breath until you finally have to breathe again. This will give you adrenaline, which will clear up your sinuses. Number 2, if you ever feel your body overheating, just pour cold water on your wrist. This will cool down your entire body instantly. Number 3, if you're about to cry in public but you really don't want to, just look up, pinch your nose, and hold your breath. This will actually block the water from filling up your tear ducts. And number 4, if you want to look more photogenic while taking a picture, just put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. This will make you look more photogenic and will give you a more natural smile. I'm gonna teach you 4 ways. I'm gonna ruin your childhood. Peppa the pig was never healthy and always sick. One day, Peppa's parents thought it would be best if they euthanized her. That same night, Peppa fell asleep and was injected with a poison, killing her. Peppa's final dream was about fairies, which is why she wanted to become a fairy. And Peppa's parents couldn't live with the guilt of killing their own child. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna ruin your Here's what actually happens. Here's what actually happens when you have a baby. First, the man will release millions of sperm in hopes that one of them will reach the egg. Once the egg is fertilized, it will become an embryo and attach itself to the inside of the woman, and then the process will begin. In the first 2 to 4 weeks, the heart will begin to grow and little stubs will form exactly where the arms and legs will be. In weeks 5 to 12, the embryo will start looking more like a human, which we call a fetus. In this stage, the heart will be able to function and the baby will start to grow arms and legs. In weeks 12 to 20, the baby will start to develop bones and hair and be able to move around in the woman's stomach. In weeks 20 to 32, the baby will be able to breathe, taste, and have its first poop. After that, the baby will come out any day and have its first look at the real world. Here's what actually happened. I'm gonna make your childhood even better. Tarzan is actually Anna and Elsa's little brother. Let me explain. So in the beginning of the movie Frozen, you can see Anna and Elsa's parents boarding this ship, which unfortunately got caught in a huge storm, forcing them to land on a deserted island in Africa. They then built a treehouse to live in, and they gave birth to a little boy named Tarzan. But sadly, both parents were killed by a jaguar, and Tarzan was discovered and raised by a group of gorillas. Also, both parents look very similar, which means Tarzan is actually Anna and Elsa's little brother. That's pretty cool. I'm gonna make your childhood.
This story will break your heart. Once there was a boy named Bruno who was in love with a girl named Natasha. At school, he'd always try to sit beside her and defended her when others made fun of her. One day, the school bully tripped Bruno in the hallway, so he looked at Natasha for help. She said, "What are you looking at, you ugly turd? Get away from me." Heartbroken, Bruno ran away from school and didn't come back. But a few weeks later, he turned up in the school cafeteria where Natasha said, "Look everyone, the turd is back." Everyone laughed and Bruno covered his face in embarrassment. But all of a sudden, a man with a gun entered the cafeteria and demanded everyone to empty their pockets. Shaking in fear, Natasha emptied hers, but nothing came out, so the man pointed the gun at her. But before he Bruno tackled him to the ground and a shot rang out. The man fled and Bruno laid on the ground helplessly. "Why would you do that?" Natasha cried. Bruno replied, "I thought I was just a turd," and died in her arms. This story will break your heart. Here's what would happen to you if you just stopped eating. In the first 6 hours, everything would be normal as your body breaks down food to provide energy for your brain. But after 6 hours, all that energy is used up. So you'd begin to starve, entering a state called ketosis, which is when your body uses excess fat to produce energy. After 72 hours, your body will begin breaking down muscle for energy, essentially eating itself. And after 1 to 2 weeks, you're more likely to die from the common cold than starvation.
This is how things actually work. Number 1, this is how an octopus walks on land. It actually uses all of its tentacles to help it walk even faster. Number 2, this is how a dog drinks water. It bends its tongue backwards to help it scoop the water into its mouth. Number 3, in case you were ever wondering, this is how a key works. It's actually pretty cool. Number 4, this is how an ant walks. It only uses 3 legs at a time. And number 5, this is actually how a flower blooms. It's honestly quite satisfying. This is how things actually work.
Here are 3 reasons why you shouldn't be afraid of spiders. Number 1, very few spiders are actually dangerous. There's around 35,000 species of spiders and only about 30 of them can harm humans. Number 2, spiders are afraid of you way more than you're afraid of them. If you see one in your house, they're probably just chilling or they didn't see you because they're basically blind. Number 3, spiders help us more than they hurt us. They eat a ton of mosquitoes, which I know we all hate, and they're super good for the ecosystem. Here are 3 reasons why you should.
If you see this, run away and warn others. This caterpillar might look like Donald Trump's wig, but don't let the Donald hair fool you. The hair will penetrate your skin, stinging you, and the pain is extremely bad. If you get stung, use soap and water to wash the affected area. But be careful not to press down on the spot too hard because it could spread the poison even further. After that, apply ice to the affected area, and if the pain doesn't go away in 30 minutes, go to the hospital immediately. Stay safe out there, guys. If you see...
Here are 7 signs that someone is meant to be in your life. Number 1, they bring you peace in life. Number 2, you can be 100% yourself around them. Number 3, you have no desire to change each other. Number 4, you leave them feeling full of energy. Number 5, you're there for each other through the ups and the downs. Number 6, they help you chase your dreams. And number 7, you can trust them with your life. Now take your best friends in the comments to let them know how much they mean to you. Here are 7 signs that
This is the only way to survive a dog attack. Dogs seem like friendly animals, but they actually bite over 4 million people every year. But stay calm and don't panic, because dogs can actually sense fear and aggression, which will only make them more confident. And whatever you do, don't run, because running will only make them want to chase you even more. If the attack is unavoidable, offer your forearm. This will leave you 3 other limbs to defend yourself from the dog. And after the attack, consult with your doctor immediately, because some dogs have diseases or even rabies. Now comment if you've ever been bitten by a dog.
These are the best jobs in the entire world. At Netflix, you can become what's called a tagger. They literally get paid to watch Netflix and they watch all the shows before they're public. Their role is to assign each movie and TV show a correct tag. Next is a video game tester where you're paid to play video games all day. Video game designers hire these guys to test out the games and find their flaws. Next is a mattress tester. You're paid to sleep on a brand new bed for 30 days and review it after. As crazy as this sounds, the more you sleep, the more you work, and you are required to test it out in various conditions. And they make up to $95,000 a year. But the best job is a panda babysitter where you're paid to play with pandas all day. Sign me up right now. These are the best jobs.
I'm gonna teach you how to look on the bright side of things. Number 1, if you're short like me, guess what? Studies show that short people are less likely to get cancer and are more likely to live longer than tall people. Number 2, if you have acne, don't worry. Research shows that people with acne age slower and are smarter than people with clear skin. Number 3, if you have a big forehead, it means you're more emotionally stable, empathetic, and sharper than most people. And number 4, if you're the oldest sibling, you're statistically more responsible, successful, and better behaved than your younger siblings. Follow for part 2. I'm gonna teach you how to...
I'm gonna teach you 4 ways to tell if someone is lying to you. Number 1, you notice a change in their voice. Studies show that when someone is lying, their voice gets high-pitched because their vocal cords tighten up. Number 2, they're blinking more than usual. This indicates the person is extremely nervous and is most likely telling a lie. Number 3, if they're hunched over or looking down, this means they feel bad for lying to you but still did it anyway. Number 4, unusual body movements. If someone is biting their nails or doing weird stuff with their hands, this means they're unconsciously trying to control their anxiety. I'm gonna teach you
I'm gonna ruin your childhood. In The Wizard of Oz, the actor who played Dorothy was forced to lose weight with a diet consisting of soup, coffee, and cigarettes. The Wicked Witch in the West got severe burns on her hands and face due to a special effects mistake which actually made it into the final version of the movie. The lion costume was made from real lions and actually sold for $3.1 million. And as the main characters are walking down the pathway in this scene, you can actually see a monkskin hanging in the background. I'm sorry guys. I'm gonna ruin your child.
These videos may seem innocent, but actually have a terrifying backstory. This video shows a man playing Dance Dance Revolution while some teens unknowingly record him and make fun of him. 6 months after this video was taken, the man, Adam Lanza, would shoot his own mother 4 times in the head while sleeping, then drive to Sandy Hook Elementary School where he murdered 23 people. This video shows magician Tommy Cooper having a heart attack on live TV. The audience, as well as his assistant, thought it was part of the show, so they laughed along as he died on stage. This video shows a popular CSGO streamer showing off his new McLaren. However, he was banned from streaming a week later for hacking, and this caused him to have a mental breakdown. So he purposely crashed his car into another van, killing himself, a mother, and her child. This video shows a band performing minutes before the venue burnt down and killed everyone inside. Even creepier, the band's name was Burn. These videos